What's up? How you feeling? You good? You ready for some GTA 6 stuff? We are. All right. On our play for this week. With GTA 6 trailer mere days away, did the son of a Rockstar employee blow the entire surprise? Hmm. Is Venom's voice actor teasing what's next for Marvel Spider-Man 2? Is Capcom crazy for making Dragon's Dogma 2 their first $70 game? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is getting its first season's content, and it's huge. All this and more in season 7, episode 47 of Press X Start Gamers Digest. I'm over here multitasking, trying to get this volume stuff down. It's a little loud in my ear, but it's okay. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka Sean just pointed out that I have a gun brain, and it's kind of concerning. We'll
Very
talk about when we
American
get
of
into the call today. I am joined by.
Sean MF Ross.
What does that M and F stand for?
Surely not a gun brain because I don't
No.
have one.
In due time, your brain will become a gun brain, just like mine. And I know people thinking, you mean like Gundam brain? No.
Just straight up gun.
Just straight guns. It's anyways, this is Press X Start Gamers Digest, a video podcast and the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So jump on, join with us, listen with us. I got oil in my eye and it's very problematic. All right. Don't forget, you can...
Black of you. I just want to point that out.
Well, guess
oil,
what?
You got oil in your eye? What the fuck?
I mean, it's just, it's all the chicken grease. Okay, cut that.
Wow.
Don't forget to support us by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or the podcast services you are currently tuned in on. Yeah, Spotify, do it. Don't forget, you can join a conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/discord. Do all those things. Thank you for doing those things. All right, now let's jump into the gaming news. The number one thing that's on everyone's minds, on everyone's lips. Rockstar confirms GTA 6 trailer 1 release date. And this is from IGN. I'm throwing the IGN article just because it's a thing that's there. This is coming Tuesday, December 5th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sean, are you excited for this?
Oh, man. I think I made a take off for an hour just to watch it and process. Oh, man. By the time they hear this, we will already watched it.
Right?
Yay. That's
right. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like my job, I have morning meetings at 9 a.m. So this is going to be especially rough.
You're going to meeting like, God damn. They'd be like,
right?
So
I don't even know, like, I would like for us to react to this trailer. I don't know. We don't know how long the trailer is going to be. If it's like a 2-minute thing, then okay, we could maybe.
I could wait. We could watch it together.
Okay. All right, we'll do that.
10 o'clock or some shit. I'll wait.
Yeah. So we'll do that. My Tuesdays are a little. We'll figure it out. So yeah, we got your GTA 6 trailer coming, and everyone's excited. Everyone's hyped. And then today, we get a story from Eurogamer. GTA 6 TikTok leaks has come from the son of a Rockstar Games employee. This comes from Eurogamer.net, as I said, by way of Vicky Blake. So essentially what's happening here is there was a video that was leaked on GTA 6, GTAbase.com. And the leaker, we're not going to throw his account out there. If you want to look it up, you can look it up. We're not going to play the video because Rockstar is very, very, very on it about just DMCing all accounts that has anything that has to do with Rockstar games that's not officially out there. So we're not going to get caught with that again. I watched the trailer. I watched the video, and it's essentially just a person. It looks like a dev environment where the person is just in the sky floating and he's looking around at the city. And it looks very much like Marvel Spider-Man 2 city. So take that of what you will. They haven't really confirmed that this is completely accurate. I mean, there's no way to confirm it until we get the game or unless Rockstar takes down the video. So far that hasn't happened yet. Um it looks pretty. It looks like a city. It's like sunset-ish. It's really hard to tell what era this is in. It's hard to tell. There's no characters. It doesn't look like there's any NPCs walking around the city, but you're pretty high up. The draw distance is really, really good. Again, this is looking like it's going to just be a mainly next gen game. I mean, there's not too much to say about this other than like it looks really pretty, it looks really cool. If
Yeah.
this is actual GTA 6 content, then that's good news for all of us who will be playing that game because the open world looks like it should, essentially. Um, but does this leak hurt the GTA 6 trailer that's going to be dropped in a couple days? No, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah. Like from what we know right now from GTA 6, we know from leaks of last year that it's supposed to be I guess spoilers if you don't want to hear this, but it's supposed to be like a Bonnie and Clyde story. There was leaked footage showing the female character. Apparently, her clothes can get wet. I think that was like a something that was touted
Technology.
in. I know,
Amazing.
right? You can rob convenience stores. Like you can hold people up in the convenience stores, and then if you hold up for long enough, cops will come. You have to escape the cops essentially. Um, Sounds cool. It sounds like what GTA ultimately is, just cops and robbers
Mhm.
kind of thing. In terms of what are you expecting or what are you hoping from this trailer, Sean?
Um, a release date.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Um,
I think it was speculated that it should be the release window will probably be like March of next year to April of next year, like the end of that fiscal year kind of thing.
I am interested to see what type of advancements they're gonna show off compared to like the jump from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. Because I remember when
Hmm.
GTA 5 trailer came out and people were just like, "Oh my god, oh my fucking god!" Like the flip flops actually flip flop. Like it was just.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm curious to see what yeah, what's that the show with the guy and he has all the shit on the board and he got sticky notes and
Oh, um, Always Sunny
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in Philadelphia. Yeah, yeah,
I'm sure some
yeah.
people are gonna be analyzing the trailer like that and just I'm waiting for the YouTube thumbnails. Hell, we might have one.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, like I'm totally there with you in terms of I I want this trailer to not only be visually impressive, but give that hook of like this is what differentiate this from GTA 5 because GTA 5 has been a juggernaut in just I should say GTA Online in
Yeah,
terms of just bringing in money, like having so many different like content drops where you can do essentially anything in this game in that game at this point. Um, I think personally, what I would want would be a I would want the trailer to show off something that's going to be new to GTA 6, but also give us like strong character moments that touch to what the story is going to be in terms of it. Maybe it's more than a Bonnie and Clyde thing. Maybe they have you know turned away from the Bonnie and Clyde thing and did something else. Like
yeah.
I want there to be that kind of like, hey, like this is going to be for the people who want to live in this world, and this is going to be for the people who want to just get ingrained into the story or engrossed into the story. So
Mm,
we will see.
yeah.
To go along with this, Netflix will launch Grand Theft Auto Trilogy for free as hype for new GTA amounts. This comes from Forbes by way of Anthony Paquino the fourth. It's a Spanish last name. Hopefully, I got that right. I'm not sure.
Let me see what
All
they
right, so this comes from the article.
got.
Netflix is bringing it.
Pequeño?
Pequeño?
Pequeño.
Pequeño?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I took Japanese for 3 years, okay? And even that's difficult, okay? So,
So let me go see what he's messing up.
right? All right, so this goes to the article.
Yeah.
Netflix is bringing a trio of mobile Grand Theft Auto games to users with the launch of Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, on December 14th. A free game which will arrive as Netflix looks to boost its slow-growing video game business while hype grows for the next GTA installment, GTA 6. So that's cool. Netflix, I think, is doing what Google, Amazon, was there a third? Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Google, we'll say Google and Amazon. What they kind of failed to
Yeah.
do in terms of we're going to put games out not at a not a rapid pace. We're going to put games out when we think the zeitgeist is big for whatever game. Because the first thing they showed was Dead Cells. That was cool. No. The first thing they talked about was Oxenfree 2, whatever signals or whatever. That was going to be a Netflix thing. That made waves. I think that was Gamescom or sometime early in the year. That made waves because it was like, oh, Netflix, what's happening here? And then they did Dead Cells was the first thing they showed on the Netflix app or whatever. And then now you have GTA, the definitive edition, which that's cool. I think when we talked about this last, we talked about what is the controller going to be for this? Like, how is that going to work? And I'm not sure if there's been an answer to that. So maybe we might see something in Game Awards. Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Number 2. This is sort of a the Game Awards rock block. So the first thing I wanted to throw up was a Jeff Keighley had put out a hype trailer for this year's Game Awards, and it looks pretty cool.
I didn't watch it because I want to go in fresh.
Oh, okay. Well, there's nothing new in the trailer other than this is just games that are going to be shown.
It look like.
Yeah. But I think
Look into the fire.
I'm playing it.
Will warm you,
I have
but left
audio
unchecked,
on it.
it will consume
But yeah, it's just like a
everything
collection of the
in its
different
path.
games and stuff that's
Why does
that's
fate
been
seem
nominated
always to
or
conspire
potential game of the
against
year and
us?
so on and so forth. I think this is cool because I think this is a good showing of like how strong this year was and all of the things that went into making this year so strong. There's not really anything new to this, but my wonder is like, I don't think did we get something like this last year? Because I don't remember there being like a hype trailer like this.
No, I don't think it did.
So I'm wondering if Jeff has like something like really big to show this year. Because he said something of the effect of like to like not really stoke the fires of hype for this event. I forget exactly what he said, but it was just like he's kind of like calming it down to be like, okay guys, we're just gonna have stuff. He had this like AMA thing where he was giving details and stuff, but there's going to be increased security this year to hopefully prevent the whole storming the stage thing that happened last year and the year before.
I hope
It's the next generation of entertainment.
You know it's working. You just need to keep going.
And when hope has been whittled
Yeah, man,
down to the
it's a
very
mess. Like, people
marrow of despair. When
and then
you
he also
become
mentioned
my
that.
We're gonna heal the world.
Can you join me in the fact that
So yeah, if you want to see this trailer, it is on the Game Awards YouTube channel. Check it out. It's a cool trailer. So he also mentioned that there will be no more world premieres happening because what is a world premiere?
Yeah, more so the branding, not that they're not going to
Exactly.
reveal anything new.
Exactly right. There's going to be trailers, and there's going to be new trailers for stuff. Actually, we got rumors that there's supposed to be a lot of like new IP showing here from third parties, but it's just not going to have that world premiere tag. And it's just like, because at this point, what does that? Yeah, like what does that mean? So that's all cool. I think it's exciting. We should all be excited. It sucks that GTA 6 is going to show the trailer before Game Awards, but it's Rockstar, and they're going to do what they're going to do because that's what they've always done. So it's like, all right, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I got nothing. That's it. So that's that. I was going to say something else, but it doesn't need to be said. All right, let's jump into the actual news that has been attached to this. New era, new energy. Sega teases Game Awards reveal. This comes from VGC by way of Andy Robinson. So on Saturday, Twitch streamer Curious Joy shared a letter, said she's been sent by the game's publisher, which include the message "New era, new energy." Make sure you tune in to the Game Awards December 7th. So that's kind of it for this. There's not too much to be said about this. What we can do is look back into Sega's old, old announcements and stuff. And Sega recently said that the development for its first super game is progressing steadily. So this could be a hint at we will finally get to see what the super game is. I believe when we first talked about the super game, there was an idea that it was a combination of Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi. I don't think that's the case now. I think things have changed since then because that was, I believe, years ago at this point, maybe 2 years ago or something like that. So we'll see what the super game is. I wouldn't think it's a Yakuza thing because they already, or I'm sorry, Yakuza.
Yeah, Like a Dragon. Yeah, but they've already been doing their own reveals. Yeah.
Exactly. Like that's said, that's done and said. It's not going to be a Persona thing because Persona has its own thing. They're not going to want to mess with that. So I think this could be one of the new IP things that we see that's going to be quote unquote third party because it's Sega. So we'll see. We'll see. And then Sega says Yakuza and Persona mobile games may be coming, plus a Sonic and Angry Birds crossover. And this also comes from VGC by way of Chris Scullion. So essentially with this, Sega has acquired Angry Birds studio Rovio. And in this conversation, they mentioned, some things that might happen due to this acquisition. So we're going to get an animated Angry Birds animated projects are in production, and that new Rovio games were in development for PC and console. It was also stated that Sonic and Angry Birds crossover are currently dating, essentially. The two IPs are currently dating. So sure. And then it was also stated that currently Sega and Rovio have been working on mobile game projects based on our own IP, but Sonic is not the only IP to benefit from the mobile platform expansion. It will be a potential strong tailwind to other key Sega IPs such as Yakuza and Persona. So cool. Yakuza and Persona Angry Bird games coming, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. All right. And the last thing for the TGA Rock Block, the Game Awards Future Class calls for Gaza ceasefire statement. This comes from Polygon by way of Nicole Carpenter. So, with this, dozens of members from the Game Awards Future Class, a program that honors the bright, bold, and inclusive future of the video game industry, according to the Game Awards website, has signed an open letter to host Jeff Keighley and TGA Future Class director Emily Bucho? Yeah, asking for recognition of the Gaza humanitarian crisis during December's live event. Yeah, so they have the actual open letter here, but we're not going to go through it because we got a lot of news to cover. So this is one of the things where Jeff Keighley has to expect something like this to happen. Like,
what, to expect people to ask him to recognize this shit?
Yeah, because I think at the
did they address Russia's shit?
I think so at Gamescom. I think they addressed Ukraine at Gamescom. So it makes sense. Actually, let me just double check that. So it would make sense. So
that might be an unpopular statement. I'd rather than not. There
the
was
thing
this.
is, like,
Oh, go ahead.
no, actually, you go because I'm still.
I was gonna say there was this comedian I saw the other day, and he kind of pointed out that we do this with a lot of events where, hey, I just want you guys to acknowledge, we're here on this Native American burial ground where, thousands of people were massacred. Well, anyway, on with tonight's show and on with the jokes. Like,
It does get
yeah,
messy.
we want to bring awareness to things, but at the same time, why this thing today and not something else? You know what I mean? Like, are they gonna ever acknowledge what's going on in Guyana and Venezuela? The fight over the land right now, and they about to move
Yeah.
in. What's going on in
Take the
Haiti?
land.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where like that is such a good point because it's like, all right, well, you essentially pick a flag to raise and you don't raise all flags.
well,
And it's like,
which I understand, I get it, but I mean,
yeah, it's like it's hard to raise all flags, but at the same time, like if
Is it
you're gonna
because they
raise
look
one
like you?
flag, then exactly. And that's actually been a lot of the like fervor around it because it's just like, well, I mean, these people are like getting massacred, and
So I get it. Maybe unpopular opinion. I'd rather they just stick to, as the right wing likes to say, just shut up and dribble. Just we came here for one thing. Come on, just I know
I mean,
that's
like,
tough to say, but
yeah, I think it should be a thing of if the people in the future class want to like say something on the Gaza thing,
yeah,
they should let them do it and just be like, hey, look, this is our opinion on it. We understand that this is a complicated thing, but at the end of the day, people are dying and it's just a messed up thing. And like bring awareness to it. And at the same time, it's like if anyone wants to speak
we're
on the
aware.
Venezuela,
People aren't tuning into the Game Awards to be made aware of what's going on in Gaza and Palestine and Israel right now. Like,
right. But like the thing is, like, it's one of those things where it gets like Jeff kind of put his foot in the door when he mentioned the whole Ukraine thing. And it's like, all right, well, if we're going to be talking about stuff like this at your show, then you shouldn't just be like, no, you can't talk about this thing because it doesn't involve people that look like me, Jeff Keighley. So it's like it's a weird thing that he opened the door to. And it's like, well, since he opened the door to, if him closing the door, it just gets
are
messy.
we just going to be acknowledging every year's flavor of the month that happens to be
Uh-oh. Did we lose Sean? Uh-oh. Oh, no, we got him. Okay, you're back.
Oh,
we lost you forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things where I don't think there has been a solution to this. I don't think Jeff has said something, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Next up, number 3. Capcom has officially raised its price with the arrival of Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm pulling this from pure Xbox. Essentially what happens here is that Capcom is going to make Dragon's Dogma 2 cost $70 versus $60. I was not aware that Capcom's games have been $60. Like I thought the Resident Evil 4 remake
Street Fighter was $60.
Was it? Dang, I bought that too.
This is the type of money he got, y'all. He just making purchases, don't give a shit.
Just spending $60, thinking of spending $70.
Yeah.
Balling. Yeah, so I have to sign in for my age. Come on now.
Which is crazy because Street Fighter now is about $45, $40, depending on where you go get it.
Yeah.
If you just wait a few months.
Come on, man. Hey. All right, well, this is not going to happen. That's fine. Whatever.
That's fine.
I was going to show the trailer to Dragon's Dogma 2 because they just had...
They didn't come here to see Dragon's Dogma trailers, DJ. Just come... Move it along,
Hey,
guys.
look. If we had the GTA 6 trailer, we'd be showing now, but we don't. So I was going to show
different.
Dragon's Dogma 2
People came
thing.
here for that.
but I couldn't because I had to sign in for this thing because apparently age or whatever. So yeah, the Dragon's Dogma 2, they had their showcase. It's like a 2-minute long trailer, and then they showed actual gameplay after. It all looks great. I am still shocked that people are getting hyped for this game. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't believe it until people buy the game. Just like Armored Core. Like yeah, you know, I'm an Armored Core stan, but like it's still kind of weird to be like, oh my god, Armored Core is so cool. I'm like, really? Are you just saying that? Or you mean it?
Are they
But
not true fans to you, DJ? They weren't in the trenches with you back in PS1.
I mean that's the thing. It's just like, all right, well, hey man, like we got seats. You come sit down next to me in the theater and watch Armored Core together. That's cool. But like, are you really here? Or are you just here for the hype? But yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll get more Dragon's Dogma 2 content, Game Awards. I doubt it. I'm actually hoping that we get Monster Hunter stuff in the awards, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think Capcom is probably going to be focused on Dragon's Dogma until it's released, and then they'll jump to whatever the next
The
big
next
game
thing.
is. Which,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, number 4, Tony Todd tells fans. Wait. Oh, and I don't know what I was looking at. Tells fans Insomniac used only 10% of his Venom dialogue in Marvel Spider-Man 2. This comes from IGN by way of, I think it's Wesley Ingpool. Is this Wesley Ingpool?
Yeah.
Yes, by Wesley
We'll go with
Ingpool.
that.
Yep. So the actor who played Venom in Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man 2 has said developer Insomniac used just 10% of its character's dialogue in the game, sparking future speculation about a Venom spinoff or DLC. Tony Todd told an audience of fans at Fan Expo San Francisco 2023 that some of his voice work for Venom might have been saved for future, according to attendance Evan. That's a name. That's a last name right there. Founder of Spider-Man fan account, the Spidey Squad. All right, cool. Mainly, so basically the thing is Tony Todd recorded a bunch of lines. Only 10% of it got used for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Does this mean that we're getting a Venom spinoff? It's tough to say because the way that Spider-Man 2 ended, if those lines, so if they recorded lines for Tony Todd, that was very much so like they know that they're going to make a DLC, then it makes sense. Like, all right, well, there's definitely going to be DLC. It just gets.
We'll see. I'll
see.
play it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just doing the line math in my head. Like, if just 10% of the lines was used for Venom.
I mean, where is he getting this number from?
Well, that's the thing too. Like, did he keep track of all the lines that he said and all the lines that was actually said in the game, or is just like his PR person just told him like, yeah, they only use 10%.
Or maybe they were just throwing stuff around and pre-recorded everything possible to mix and match and see where they're going with the storyline. Like, we'll see.
That's true. That's true because they also do that a lot too. Like they will just record stuff and whatever don't work, they just won't use it. But I mean, you know, he's a great actor. So like, and he did really good job with Venom. We'll see. We'll see. Do I think there's going to be Venom DLC? Yes, I think there's going to be Venom DLC. On top of this, they also made a character in Marvel Spider-Man 2 that we only play for a mission. So it's like,
10, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. So they're going to use the character again. All right. Before we jump into the big Baldur's Gate 3 news, hey, you listener, do us a solid. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. If you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or podcast service you're currently tuned in on, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I just said this. Or whatever thing just leave us a review. You can leave us a review in your front yard. Just like cut out the review in the grass. If you have grass, if you have rocks, just do whatever you got to do. Just leave us a review. Thank you. What else? Oh, if you want to join our conversation, you can join our Discord at going to pressxmgstar.com/Discord. So do any of those things. Do all those things. Whoa, wait, no, we need them. We want them to do these things. Because if they don't do these things, it's like, it's bad. It's just bad. Anyways, number 5, Baldur's Gate 3 patch 5 adds new playable epilogue with 3,500 89 lines of extra dialogue. Much, much more. This comes from IGN by way of Wesley Impel. Another one yet again. All right, so this patch 5, it's out already. It fixes slowdown issues caused by patch 4, which I think when I was playing the game, I had got some of that. Sucks, but this is good that this is fixing that. Adds a brand new epilogue providing closure for each player's journey and even new game modes. The new playable, oh my gosh, okay. The new playable epilogue gameplay, accessible to all players loading the game prior to the final fight, takes place before the credits. Players find themselves in camp 6 months after the events of Baldur's Gate 3 story, where they meet new friends and old, talking all the time, taking all the time they need to say their final goodbyes to the party. Larian called this epilogue a final goodbye. For the writers of Larian, this final goodbye has been some of the most complex writing in the game so far, as it takes advantage of the game's reactivity across the entire adventure, the developer said. A gigantic tree of permutations to find the content with the new writing, 3,589 lines to be exact, cinematics, and even characters joining the
I wonder
get
if
together.
this is spoken lines. I'm trying to look through all the.
Yeah, it's gonna be spoken. Like everything, like when they refer to these lines, it's
Okay.
usually just spoken by dialogue.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah. Yeah. So all this is organized by Withers, which is kind of hilarious. Yeah. So this is just amazing. Like there was the hope that because a lot of people who finished Baldur's Gate 3, the main thing that they had issue with was they felt like the ending didn't wrap up as neatly as they wanted it, but it took them some time. They finally did it. So hopefully this is the thing that everyone wanted. I haven't beat Baldur's Gate 3 yet. I put it down to play Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Mario Wonder. Now I'm playing Call of Duty. So I'm going to pick it back up at some point. So this works for me because when I beat the game, I'll be able to enjoy this part of the game as well. So great. Number 6. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Warzone Season 1. All you need to know. So, essentially, Call of Duty is putting out their next season. It's next week, December. When is this? December. I mean, you would think you'd put the date up front, right? I would do that if I was writing an article. I think it's December 6th. I think it's 6th because it's the day after the GTA 6 trailer. So, with the season, we're getting a bunch of stuff. We're getting so much stuff. They actually put together a little infographic to show all the different things we're getting. So I'm going to be quick because there's a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff we don't necessarily talk about. So like there's a lot of Warzone stuff. Warzone's actually coming to Modern Warfare 3. So if you're a Warzone person, that's going to be you for the rest of the time until the next Call of Duty. We're getting a couple of new weapons. We're getting a Santa Claus thing where I don't. It's a
Sure.
yeah, it's a weird thing. It's just like, all right, guys, cool, but like it's like a zombified Santa Claus outfit.
Yeah.
It's a holiday event with what does it say? Just maps. Yeah, okay, sure. And then we're getting more boy skin. We're getting A Train. There's a
Classified.
unknown skin. And then we have more Homelander stuff, and we're also getting Dune stuff. We're getting more modes. We're getting gunfight. We're getting all or nothing. All or nothing is interesting, where you start the game with throwing knife and nothing else. If you get an elimination, then you get the scavenger perk, and it's like the first to X number of kills or something like that. We're getting headquarters, which is old Call of Duty mode. We're getting a thing called Vortex, which is free for all modes. And in Vortex, one player will start with the ray gun, and if you kill that person with a ray gun, you get the ray gun, and of course, it's whoever gets X number of kills wins essentially. There will be and the first map for that is Satan's Quarry. Then they're coming with 2 other maps mid-season. Modern Warfare Zombies, though, we're getting a bunch of stuff. So we're getting new story missions. We're getting a new wonder weapon, which is the VR11. We're getting new schematics. Yeah, it looks like a rocket launcher of some sort. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're getting prestige challenges. We're getting a new warlord. We haven't even beat the first warlord, because Jesus Christ. We're also getting dark ether rifts. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff coming to season 1. This all looks pretty good. It's one of those things where there's also going to be a new kill streak and new perk, so a new vest. The kill streak actually is interesting because you get an EMP, which is that the first for Call of Duty? No,
there was EMP before.
No, there was an EMP. Yeah, for sure.
Everything old is new again.
Exactly. So we're getting EMP kill streak, and then we're also getting the swarm kill streak, which is just a bunch of the mosquito drones that's going to be able to blanket an area. That sounds devastating to me, because the first time I was playing a Modern Warfare 3 map, I was just jumping through buildings. I heard beeps. I was like, oh, what's the beeps? And then the mosquito drone just blew my backside up. And I was like, oh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tragic. It was very tragic. So yeah. And then the new vest is the assassin vest. So it gives you 2 tacticals, a lethal, field upgrade is removed. You get 3 gear slots, which is gloves, boots, gear. So kills don't display skull. It's immune to UAV and enemy radar effects. Includes while stationary. So including while stationary. Duplicate effects don't stack. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not disregarding it. It's just a combination of other perks that's built into the pack, so you don't have to worry about putting those like perks on. So that's cool. And then the last thing about Call of Duty in general pertaining to DMZ, that DMZ will receive no updates and will be separated from the Modern Warfare 3 / Warzone ecosystem with the launch of Season 1 of Modern Warfare 3 on December 6th. Yeah, so that just means that they're sunsetting that mode, which sucks.
So we got
but at the same time, yeah, we got a year out of it. It's one of the things where I think they've done all they could with that mode, and to really fix that mode, I think it's going to take time and money that a hard restart too. Like, they just don't necessarily want to use those resources for DMZ, and it's like, all right, that's cool. Number 7, Sega admits Creative Assembly's live service push happened because it was drunk on the favorable winds of the early COVID-19 period. Says the studio will focus on RTS games from now on. This comes from PC Gamer by way of Joshua Woolens. Woolens? Sure.
And
so
what was Creative Assembly working on?
So before, yes, they're working on Hyenas. So
Hyenas, what game is that?
Hyenas was a game that I think it was shown one time or something like that. And when it was shown, everyone was just like, what is this? And we just kind of moved on. And this is supposed to be Sega's biggest budget game, and they canceled it before it even released. And
this is the title. This is the epitome of corporate boxes being checked. Like, oh, everybody's making a live service game right now, live service shooter. We need one of those.
That's exactly what it is. And it is, I love the fact that, Sega, or I guess Creative Assembly, is this coming? Yeah, Creative Assembly, like, said it out loud. Like, look, we was basically operating off the highs from everyone being inside and playing games during COVID-19. And a lot of the industry did the same thing. And it's just like, we're seeing so many layoffs happen this year. And it's just because this is the hangover period from people thinking money was going to be unlimited because of the COVID-19 highs. And it's just like, no, guys, like, you all should know, out of all of us, how your business works. Like, what are you
We
doing?
were gonna have another Redfall on our hands.
Exactly. And like it's like good on Creative Assembly, good on Sega for looking at this game and being like, no, we should not release this because this is going to just be bad. It's going to just be a bad game, and we don't want that. So Creative Assembly is going to go back to making their RTS games. So those who were fans of their like Total War games, they're going back to that. So good on them. Like they make great RTS games, and they're just going to continue to make great RTS games. And again, this kind of goes into. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, hopefully they can incorporate whatever cool ideas they were gonna have in Hyenas in their next RTS game, however it may translate into it.
Yeah, or like a different like. I think the Total War games are kind of like set in the past, so maybe they do like a future thing. And like this kind of goes into a conversation that we've had on Discord about like studios being really proficient at one genre of games, like jumping over to a different genre and like working
Not
on a different
everybody
genre
can
of
do that.
game.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it's a hard thing to do. And like no matter how good or how prestige the studio is, Naughty Dog, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can make any other type of game. Like they are really good at that one type of game. And I think that's the expectation I think that's something that needs to be thought about more when we are hearing about studios. Oh, we're gonna make another game. Like I think
I wouldn't expect like Santa Monica to put out a shooter. Like
exactly. And like the Fable game is being worked on by the racing's team, the Xbox racing. I think people that make Forza or something. No. One of the racing teams on Xbox is working on the Fable game. And like to me, I was like, that's kind of a problem. But we'll see. We'll see what happens,
Put some wheels on the main character.
Boom. Number 6. PlayStation to delete a ton of TV show users already paid for. This comes from Kotaku by way of Ethan Gotch. So this is something that Sean has been yelling at the sky for, and we are finally starting to see stuff actually happen, and man, does it suck. All right. So let me go to, okay. So essentially what happened here is, I'm just going to jump into the middle of the article. Okay. So Sony recently set out to PlayStation users who purchased TV shows made by Discovery, the reality TV network that recently merged with Warner Brothers, in one of the most brutal and idiotic corporate maneuvers of all time. Due to our, this is a quote, due to our content license agreement with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library. Read a copy of the email that was shared with Kotaku.
So
wow.
Allegedly, some people will still be able to like watch that stuff on the like networks that it was licensed from, allegedly. But I mean, ultimately, people are finding out that you don't own anything digital that you purchase. You owned the right to enjoy it, play it, interact with it until they deem or feel like revoking that license. And this is one reason why I was banging on that drum. Get a PlayStation with the physical drive originally, because
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, because the industry is so large and there's so much content, and really and truly you can get most of it digitally now, you never know how the license was set up. You don't know what's going to happen to the license, and you get situations like this where it's just like, you've bought this content, like you've spent money on this content, now you can't access it.
Money
like,
on it. You ain't buy the content.
Yeah, well, yeah. you bought the expensive pass to watch this content.
Yeah.
And now the pass don't do nothing.
I mean, there's always times where license agreements may change, or hell, the store might straight up just go offline
Yeah.
or close, and you no longer
Right.
have access to that. This is even the case for, I don't know, people want to preserve content for ages to come, but you can only do that if you're stripping the DRM off of it and things like
Right.
that.
Right. And really and truly, it's a lot of content. Like it's just a lot of stuff to, keep physical. But at the same time, with threats like something like this happening, it is definitely worth doing because
Yeah.
if something were to ever happen to PlayStation, if something were to ever happen to Microsoft, and they're just
Yeah.
like, "Hey, man, Game Pass, we're through with it," and it's just like, well, unfortunately, all the stuff that you've bought, like all the not
You
you don't
didn't
necessarily
even
buy
you're
games with
just
Game
paying for
Pass.
access to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
Like it's something, you know,
or you have the unlikely scenario where somebody may hack into your account, spend some money, and then you do a chargeback.
mhm.
Sony has been known to, if you do a chargeback, they'll straight up ban your account and you no longer have access to anything digital that you bought. And I think that's the case for a lot of
Oof.
the companies. So
Oof.
I don't know. I mean, make your decision wisely when you do stuff like this. Nobody
Yeah.
reads the end user license agreement stating that these things can happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
This person was under the impression that they owned all these things. Granted, if you're buying shows like Say Yes to the Dress and Cake Boss, then maybe you deserve to lose your money.
Hey. What
Fooling
about
his
Naked
money
and Afraid,
first.
man?
A fool and his money. Now he's naked and broke and showless. Fool and his money is soon parted.
Oh no. Oh no. So yeah, this sucks. It is kind of a weird thing that there is no sort of like refund being offered for those who pay for the content.
Why would they
And
offer them a refund? You purchased a license for the content and you enjoyed it. Like there's no reason for them to give a refund. It's a
I guess
standard end user license agreement that nobody
yeah,
reads.
yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're
All
right.
of
Because
this
it
is
is
all of this in the agreement that you scroll past
yeah,
it acts real
yeah.
quick to
That
just
yeah. You're right. You're right. Because
it,
it's this thing of like you've bought the content, more than likely you have consumed the content, and
mhm.
it's just that you can't consume the content again. So they don't necessarily need to refund your money because you already consumed the content the one time.
Even if you didn't consume it.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Tough city.
That's what you signed.
Everybody go back and look at that terms of customer terms of agreement episode of South Park.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Go watch that.
All right, yeah, yeah. So that sucks for those people who are affected. But at the same time, just got to be more aware now. You just got to be aware of when you buy something digitally, like what you are buying, essentially. All right, the actual last news story. We have no plans to bring Xbox Game Pass to PlayStation or Nintendo. Xbox CEO Phil Spencer on console hardware, the future of Activision Blizzard, and much more. This comes from Windows Central. Okay, so that quote is pulled from a interview with Phil Spencer where he is correcting. Oh, let me just. Where is this from? This is from. Wait a minute.
That's Windows
I am
Central.
all. Yeah, it's Windows. Yeah, Windows Central. No, wait. Where is? I'm looking for the author of the article.
Oh, Jez Corden.
Jez Corden. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. So this is an interview where Phil Spencer sat down and he was talking about stuff, and then he also made a clarification that CFO Tim Strauss had said, and what Tim Strauss had said was there's a possibility of Game Pass, being on the PlayStation, being on Nintendo. Like Xbox would not mind if a thing like that happened, essentially. And this was said a while back. This was before the Activision Blizzard thing went through and passed. And it's one of those things where Phil's just saying like, no, Game Pass is going to stay on Xbox, and that's where it's going to be. It's not going to be on any other console, and that's our focus. Now that we have Activision Blizzard, and it's one of those things where it's just like, all right. Essentially, what I believe would happen here is that Plan B was to try and get Game Pass on
Anywhere.
Nintendo,
Yeah.
try and get Game Pass on PlayStation if the Activision Blizzard thing doesn't go through, because what else are you going to do? And now that it's gone through, they can disregard that plan and follow up with Plan A, which is now that you have Activision Blizzard, push forward with Game Pass on Xbox and make that be the best place to play your games. I mean, that's kind of it. That's it. There's more from that interview, but we're focusing on the Game
I mean,
Pass.
yeah. At one point, I think Phil Spencer did say he wanted that, but
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was an article that was mentioned that we I think you actually brought it back up during our conversation about this, and it's like, yeah, they change plans all the time, and it's one of those things where maybe Tim Strauss shouldn't have said it in the first place, because that's possibly like an internal plan that made article headlines because he had accidentally said it, and now Phil has to do this delicate dance of like reaffirming what their actual plan is while also not saying like, yeah, that was also a plan that we had in the past too, but whatever.
Yeah.
We're not doing it anymore. Yeah. And then the other thing that kind of going along with this, Xbox explains why it doesn't reveal console sales anymore. This comes from GameSpot by way of Eddie
Makooch? I don't know.
Yeah. Sure, we'll go there. Where is it? So, where is this? There we go. Okay, so CFO Tim Strauss was talking about this, and he said he was at a summit talking about this, and he said at first it was like, what are you doing? You're the Xbox business and you're not giving us console sales numbers. That makes no sense. He's being the voice of the consumer, saying like, why are you guys not telling us, how many people are buying Xboxes? And he said, but it really was the first point of us saying, no, it's about content and services. So Stroff said he measures the success of Xbox by the number of customers it has and how much money Xbox makes as a brand, and Xbox is not only a console brand these days.
Sounds like
so.
Loser talk to me.
It's one of those things where they are trying to shift the message of Xbox from console provider that is compared to Nintendo, that is compared to PlayStation, to a service provider that is compared to Netflix, that's compared to Hulu, that's compared to Disney Plus. And it's
I'm thinking that they stopped revealing their sales numbers because that may turn off developers and publishers. So they more try to focus on how many people they have in the ecosystem. You can
exactly.
reach this many people in our ecosystem as an install base because you got smart delivery and what have you. So
yeah, because the number of people actively on their service is always going to be more than how many consoles they have out in the wild, just because you can access that service on different platforms. So it makes sense from a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, to not focus on the consoles anymore.
If you're counting all the cloud accessible devices from Windows to your tablet and phone, it's in the dare I say billions.
You can eventually, you can technically get there by taking that route, but again, it's one of those things where, all right, well, that's cool, but you're also in the industry of making games and making next gen games, so that also comes with the tag of, does these visuals look good? If these visuals look good, how are we playing it? Oh, you have a console, so we need to focus on the console. Okay, but the console's not doing great. Oh, okay, so I shouldn't play games on your system because no one's buying your console, so maybe I should go over.
In the interview, he said regions like Africa, India, Southeast Asia are not console first markets, so they're trying to push streaming and mobile in those places. Mobile game business is the largest and most commercially successful part of the business. So the market for consoles is a couple 100 million. PC market is around 400 million. And like I just guessed, he said for mobile, the potential audience is in the billions. And
Right.
the mobile market is a tough business to break in. And now that it owns Activision Blizzard, it is immediately a top player in the market. So I mean,
Yeah.
they're pretty much trying to sell people and developers and
Yeah.
customers, consumers on their ecosystem and not just the consoles. I get it.
Yeah. And they say Activision Blizzard, but mainly it's King. Like King has
Mhm.
Candy Crush, and Candy Crush is the titan that no
Ridiculous.
one speaks about. Yeah. It's just like, oh my God. So it kind of seems like in I guess maybe Phil Spencer's eyes, if they can secure the mobile platform,
Mhm.
then they can have the um the actual Xbox console be like a niche kind of thing within their giant mobile business where they have games they put out for the console, but the mobile is really the money maker. I don't know. They still have to make games. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, where that money gonna come from? So yeah, that's kind of it. Good on Phil for like correcting his people and like reaffirming what the actual plan is going to be for Xbox, so people aren't worried about like, oh, are they going to try to put Game Pass on PlayStation? Because I don't think PlayStation would allow that, or Nintendo that for that matter. But yeah, that's not happening anymore.
Hmm.
All right, well, that is the games, or not the games. That is the news that we've been talking about. Let's talk about the games we've been playing real quick. Sean, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Starfield.
Oh my God, this guy's an Xbox person. We were just talking about Xbox. And look at this man. Look at me. He done switch
Stuff like
colors.
that.
Oh my
So
goodness.
Doritos, Rockstar drink, and I think Mountain Dew have some promotion right now where you can get a free month of Game Pass if you've never, had it before. So
Right.
I figured why not, a better way to play Starfield. I was gonna use it to play Like a Dragon Gaiden, but I just ended up buying that on my own because I want my achievements and all that trophies. But
Right.
Starfield is a very pretty game. It's very interesting. I chose to be, I think, a soldier. I don't remember.
Okay. Did you
Not,
mention
not,
that you got Xbox Series X?
no, that was a joke. I posted my
Oh.
brother-in-law's Xbox that he doesn't
Oh.
even play though. Just sitting there gathering dust. Whatever. Um,
Hey, that works, man.
yeah, but no, I mean, this game is pretty nice looking for what I can see on my phone. I'm using the Backbone, unfortunately. Probably play it on my tablet later, but I'm currently in UC jail, or I think I just got out of UC jail because the first thing I did when I got a agency was start shooting everybody in the colony. So
Mm.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's interesting that you can pick up damn near everything and put it in your inventory. I don't know if there is
Yeah.
a limited inventory, but this game is a lot.
Yeah.
And at the
Hey,
same time, not apparently from all the reviews I'm reading. So
yeah, it's a lot in places. It's a I haven't played it, but from what I've heard, it feels very much like Skyrim, where Skyrim has like places where the RPG systems is really strong. For example,
mhm.
you can pick up anything. You can do the same thing with Skyrim, but I think what people was looking for was more story content that is not
Yeah.
necessarily because like I think the thing about Starfield is that like a lot of the side content is like where the main like story hooks
Meat,
are, but
yeah.
the actual story stuff is more so getting you all the things you need to do to go explore the world essentially.
Well, I mean, I see people saying that it's a make your own fun type of game, so I just started
Hmm.
shooting everything inside like GTA, and I'll figure it out along the way. I don't know.
Right. Oh man. And what else have you played?
Modern Warfare Zombies, more zombies. This is like DMZ where I wanted to play nothing else but zombies. The only negative I'd say, and this isn't even really a negative, but the sessions are about 30 to 45 minutes long.
Hmm.
But other than that, at the moment, I want to play nothing else but Modern Warfare Zombies. I'm on the last
It's a good
mission of
problem to have.
Act 2, and I'm enjoying my time in this game. I think My only complaint, and it's not even a complaint per se, but like there's no time to really stop and catch your breath and like plan out your, in DMZ you could go hide in a corner and
Yeah,
map out what you wanted to do. In this, you kind of have to be on the run at all times. So
yeah,
you need to go in with a plan of what you want to do.
yeah. Like you really can only do that like kind of plan thing at the very start.
Hmm.
I realize that like zombies just don't attack you until you start moving in, like shooting and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, it is very
Unless
much
you're on a
so like,
crane or something or a radio tower,
yeah,
but
yeah, you have to find a safe space to be in that's like really high up and zombies aren't throwing flesh at you, and then you can like figure out what you're gonna do. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just jump on this bandwagon too. I've been also playing Modern Warfare 3. I've been playing zombies. I absolutely love this game. I think it is hilarious how this game, quote unquote, stumbled off of the track. And this is, I'll probably say this is probably my favorite Call of Duty game in a long time,
mm,
mainly because it has all the maps I remember. They just brought shipment in, so it's just like I'm good. Like I'm good. And then like I'm loving zombies. I think for as much as I had fun in DMZ, as much as we played DMZ, I think
yeah.
them sunsetting DMZ makes a lot of sense because right now is a very toxic place. So there's no fun to be had there, at least for me. And jumping into zombies and having like genuine like co-op experiences where like I'm playing with like with y'all, with my friends, I'm playing with random people.
Hmm.
And like just today I was playing with a random person. He jumped on mic. He was talking to I think his wife or girlfriend or some person in the background about how he has to go do something with tires or whatever. I'm here. I can hear him, but like my mic is muted. And he was like, "Oh man, but like I need to go do this thing, but I don't want to just stop because if I stop, I'm gonna lose all my stuff." And I'm like, "Hey yo,
Yeah.
let's just exfil." And he's like, "Oh my god, thank you." I was like, "Yeah, no problem." He had the Wonder Waffle, and I was like, "Hey, how about you drop that Wonder Waffle and you can just go on your merry way." He was like, "All right, cool." He dropped it. He exfilled. I got the Wonder Waffle for a little bit. In that same mode, I found the like demon bike that
Ah,
it yeah, like it will get stronger. It will heal itself when
yeah.
it
The more
kills
you run over,
zombies.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
and it has like a ether blast thing as well.
I think just because it was zombies, they were able to pack more Easter eggs and just fun stuff to do versus DMZ was kind of trying to be more realistic to
Yeah.
a degree.
DMZ was too close to being like, oh, we gotta match like Tarkov and the stuff that
Hmm.
Tarkov does. They wasn't really given the opportunity to have fun with DMZ where they're having fun with zombies. Like there are different challenges you can do in the map to get free perks.
Yeah.
Like if you like zip line to like someplace, if you parachute down through rings, it's like
Hmm.
there's so much stuff you can do in this game that yeah, like there's like challenges you can do around the map to get the perks. Like there's so much stuff you can do in this game that
Didn't
like
know that.
yeah, it's not necessarily told to you. Like some people found it out and then they like kind of piece things together. I just hope they keep doing stuff like this for Modern
Yeah.
Warfare Zombies, and I think that would be really good. And I think right now it is doing a good job of drawing people in because it's low pressure. You're not having to deal with like other Call of Duty people that could I don't know quick shot you or whatever like PC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't really have to deal with that, and like you get genuine co-op experiences, which is
PVE. Yeah.
yeah, it's just missing from Call of Duty because the when you're playing in the deathmatch or team deathmatch or whatever, it's just more toxic people just yelling and screaming at each other. And it's just like, all right. So yeah, I think yeah, Modern Warfare Zombies, I'm loving it right now. I'm just loving Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Other games I played, I beat Mario Wonder. I think that game is great. It was a delight. It's not my game of the year. I feel like I've played stronger games. I think
Sugar.
I think this is one of the best Mario games I've played in a long time. If I were to rate it, I'd probably give it 8 out of 10. I also beat Cocoon, which is that puzzler game where you play as a little humanoid creature thing that holds orbs and you can travel in orbs while holding an orb and be in an orb. It gets crazy. I
Works
think
all
that
the way
game
down.
is all the way down, all the way down to your ankles. Insane. I'd also give that an 8 out of 10. I think the ending got a little big brained for me, where it's just like, you guys are just trying to like piece this all together in a like really like sci-fi way, and I don't think it really works all that well. But again, I don't think that's the point of the game. I think the point of the game is the puzzles and like overcoming the puzzles. Are the puzzles difficult? They're not crazy difficult, but it does require you to look at the things they give you, look at the things you've done, and kind of piece that together to beat the puzzle or complete the puzzle. So yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. So next time you hear from us, we'll be completely changed. We'll have seen GTA 6. We will have seen the Game Awards. We actually might do something between those two.
We will return to you, men.
Men, yes. I'll have more facial hair right here. It'll be connected from all the cool things I've seen.
Very hopeful.
Oh man. All right, y'all. That's what we've been doing. So we hope you enjoyed this episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. We enjoyed this thing, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making this thing. Don't forget to rate and review us on your favorite podcasting apps. That's Spotify, that's Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast services you're currently tuned in on. Leave us a review because every little bit helps. If you are watching us, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Also, watch our shorts because they're pretty entertaining. Yeah, pretty entertaining. If you want to join our conversation, you can by joining our Discord at pressxnumber2start.com/Discord. So do that as well. And until next time, be safe, play games, and just have fun. Peace.
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah.